Buddy Hield put the Sooners in position, and Isaiah Cousins and Khadeem Lattin finished it off. I'm Ryan Aber from NewsOK.com here at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where on Saturday night, #1 Oklahoma knocked off LSU 77-75. And I mentioned Hield was fantastic, and he was. But in the end, it was Isaiah Cousins who hit the big shot with 3.8 seconds left, went to his left after dribbling out the clock, and nailed the jumper to put the Sooners ahead for good. And then on the other end, Tim Quarterman from LSU streaks down, trying to get the layup to force overtime, but Khadeem Lattin jumps up and swats the ball away to seal the victory and to keep OU atop the AP poll for sure next week. And that was Lattin's second block of the game. He was fantastic in the second half. He had a big part in defending Ben Simmons. Ryan Spangler was also really good on the inside for the Sooners, and they needed every bit of it, what they got on Saturday night. I mentioned Buddy Hield was fantastic. He finished with 32 points, his seventh 30-point performance of the season. He was 11 of 22 from the field, 8 of 15 from behind the arc to get the Sooners going. But most of that was in the second half. Early on, Oklahoma couldn't hit hardly anything from outside. Was just 5 of 14 from behind the three-point arc. And LSU, it seemed like everything that they shot was going in. But that changed in the second half. Oklahoma really buckled down on Ben Simmons, the presumptive #1 pick in this year's NBA draft. Simmons wound up with some pretty good numbers. He had 14 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. But all 5 of those assists came in the first half. They really cut off the passing lanes for Simmons, made things difficult for him down low, and he disappeared the last 10 minutes of the game. Only had 1 shot from the field, and that's when Hield and the Sooners got going. They cut that deficit down from 14 really quickly, and then Buddy Hield hit a pair of back-to-back three-pointers with about 4 minutes to go that put the Sooners ahead for the first time since really early in this game. Let's hear what Buddy Hield, Isaiah Cousins, and Lon Kruger had to say following the victory.
They took us out of a lot of things, I thought, in the first half that we've typically been able to do, and of course Johnny does a terrific job, so no surprise there. And yet proud of our guys. We're down and not a lot going very smoothly, and guys just kept talking about turning it up defensively, and like they did. Isaiah set the tone out there in front. I thought defensively, and then Khadeem did a good job, and they picked up everyone's intensity and hung in there. And that guys on both teams made big plays down the stretch, big shots down the stretch, and we were just fortunate to get the last possession.
Lon, last play go according to plan on Isaiah's shot?
Pretty much. I thought Buddy went to pick and slipped it. I thought that maybe gave Isaiah just a little crease to go shoot a shot that maybe his favorite, going left like that. Isaiah, Buddy, obviously made a bunch of big plays down the stretch to get us back in it and get the lead. And then Isaiah, had some big time plays there late to maintain the lead. So, happy for Isaiah. He had a terrific game, and defensively just turned it around with his intensity up front.
Isaiah, what did you see on the jumper? What did you see when that play started off?
I was just basically seeing what was Buddy Man gonna do. If he was gonna show on the screen, then I would throw right back to Buddy. But he just stayed with Buddy, so I just thought the left hand, the left dribble pull up would be good.
Did you know it was good as soon as you pulled up?
Yeah.
Buddy, what about you on that last play? What did you see as that play developed?
I just saw, Coach tried to play up, and Tim was guarding me, and he was calling screen, and Isaiah did a good job settling it and telling me screen, and after that, put the guy to sleep a little bit because they were going to switch it, and he was, like Coach said, get his favorite left hand and put up a shot.
How important, Buddy, has what Isaiah's done the last 3 or 4 games been?
It's been really good. He turned the team around. That's him with his playmaking abilities and making shots, getting the lead, and just creating for others. And it turned the team around a lot. And I feel like Isaiah was the one who turned the second half around. He made a lot of defensive plays, get after Quarterman. Quarterman made some tough plays, and he set the tone out there, and everybody just feel up his energy. That was good for us. We needed that.
For both Isaiah and Buddy, for the longest time, their shots were falling and yours weren't, or it just wasn't going like you maybe thought it would. Did you get a feeling that it would just turn eventually?
Yeah, I felt if we just kept playing solid defense and getting the rebounds and playing together as a team, I think we'll finally get it together. So.
Did you get that sense too?
Yes, sir. And it was, it was weird, watching film. They never usually make shots for coming number one, being the number one ranked team in the country. Everybody wants to play. You get target on your back, so of course, guys gonna make shots. But we just gotta grind it out. We got a great veteran ball club, and our coach doing a good job leading us. And he just tells us to stick together as a group. And like I say, Isaiah coming the second half, and he set the tone for us, and that's what we're veterans do.
So once again, the final here, 77-75, Oklahoma over LSU. The Sooners return home on Tuesday night to face TCU at 6 p.m. You can check out newsok.com every day and every morning in the Oklahoman for the best OU coverage.